You know, this is always the awkward part of a stream. Am I actually streaming? That is definitely a bit of a question that I would like to know. Now, it looks like I am. Not everything seems to be connected yet. Just gonna double check, make sure everything's good and set before we continue. Okay, YouTube's up. Let me check in with Twitch.
I guess would be the word for it. This has been an awesome stream. We've raised a ton of money for Extra Life.
It's good.
Ooh. Okay. And we're up. Okay. Good. All right. Now that everyone's up and live and working, let's get this show on the road. Hi, this is Clint, and welcome to another episode of Killer Otaku Robots. Well, live stream of Killer Otaku Robots. The purpose of this live stream is I'm killing time, basically. What you're looking at right here is Magic, whatever. It used to be Sony Vegas. Some other company bought it. But yeah, Vegas Pro 14 rendering. This is my third attempt to render this video. It's at 2 hours, 2.5 hours remaining. Usually it'll get to about 90% and then crash. So let's just say I have some time to waste letting this do its thing. So yeah, let's just waste some time. There's two things I was thinking about doing during this. The main one I have listed as a game that I'm going to be trying here is playing some Final Fantasy VII. Not any normal copy of Final Fantasy VII, but the PC version of Final Fantasy VII. Now, not the Steam version of Final Fantasy VII, but the original PC version of Final Fantasy VII. The one for Windows 98. Now, that version is, let me sum it up in a couple of words. I really only need one word. Shit. That version is shit. But if you have it running on the original software it was designed to run on, it's not completely shit. Mostly shit. Let's continue on. Just turning on the old computer now. I gotta wiggle that video cable again. Look at 2 blue. There we go. Now the hunt for the keyboard. 8. And as with any things involving Windows 98, let's hope it doesn't blue screen. Looking good so far. Okay. Audio test. Now, I was able to hear that, but can you guys hear that? Okay, yeah, it looks like you can. Smooth. Okay, there we go. That looks like a healthy amount. Okay. Monitor. I'm forgetting something. Okay. Um. Okay, so apparently Will's using all of his accounts to seem like multiple people. I mean, I totally have 5 people on the stream. Isn't that something I can get, like, banned for? I guess no one will care if it's just that many. Anyway. Set up my audio system. Right now. Right now it's not working right. I'm gonna have this up here for a second as I hook everything up. Everything goes right, I should just need to plug in one cable. You're welcome. Hey, I even gave you a warning that I was plugging in a cable. Not my problem. Keep pressing the wrong button on my monitor. There we go. Okay. In theory, this should just work. There we go. Yeah, I probably should get a big desk. Although my desk does span across my entire room. And it's still not enough. So, there is that. Let's turn down the game music. That's the wrong noise. There you go, that way you can hear me a little easier over the game audio. Anyways, that's enough testing. Okay. But that's working. A little Final Fantasy VII. Right. Games need discs. Okay. Second here. As I'm just gonna press the wrong button on my monitor again. You insert the video game disc in a completely normal and legal fashion. Also, let's just double check on the progress of the video render while I'm doing this. Oh, look at that. 24%. Exact same approximate time remaining as we last checked. That's real progress. Ah, crap, my server isn't mounted properly. Nope, it just lies for the approximate time remaining. Yeah, pretty similar to that. Now, it looks like an Ubuntu update might have broke something, or maybe the power outage I had broke something with my backups here. Okay. Yeah, that's not working. Keyboard. Oh, is that what the problem is? Trying to use a Windows 98 computer on the network when it's not connected. $34. Yep, Windows network sharing is broken in Linux. I need to switch from Ubuntu to something else. I'm in doubt, just use the other one. Well, this is the funny part of the video, so I guess you get to see it through that. Yeah, Ubuntu and Samba servers is probably the most unreliable part of Ubuntu. I was tempted to actually just make an old CentOS VM specifically for this purpose, but the only machine I use this service for is my Windows 98 machine. So it's kind of a, like, is it really worth all that effort when I can just copy stuff to its hard drive? Yeah, okay, I confirmed it. That's what's going on. The latest version of Ubuntu like the latest security update that they did, probably to fight this one exploit that I seen going around, has disabled the old protocols of the Windows file sharing stuff. So now my Windows 98 machine is too old to be able to talk to my Linux server. Yeah, because my new machine uses it fine. Alright. Copy some disks. So what I'm doing now at a incredible 23 minutes. Jesus. All right. Freaking fast processor. So I'm copying a file, my validly created backup of FF7 that I do own in a box somewhere. As I have no idea where it is. To my Windows 7 machine. Anyways, since we've seen enough of this, go back over. Let's play something else. It has to be Windows based. That's actually something I wish the newer versions of Windows had. The old versions of Windows, they had a program called WinIPconfig, where just with this, it gave you a handy little utility that showed you all your adapters, and it gave you all of your IP address information in a nice friendly GUI that is simple enough to be able to walk people through on the phone. Because I've been around the IT business long enough where I did have to support people using Windows 98 on the phone. And this was way easier than IPconfig. Translated lyrics of Gangnam Style are weird. Or were they like Google translated or just translated by hand? They're Google translated. I've seen some weird shit from Google. But by hand, the stuff that I've read, it's weird, but not that bad. Great. Oh, that sucks. Oh, and now it just works. Are you effing... You know what? It's working. I don't feel like switching sources. You get to see my server. I have totally purchased all of these games. I don't care. Let's just get this done. Right, I can't do that in Windows 98. That old version of Daemon Tools doesn't let me actually select it. Disk 1. There we go. Let's do this. Yes, because my mom is in the next room sleeping. Now, it's going to have a little bit of like a double letterboxing going on. Because OBS doesn't know that this is a 4x3 video. Since I'm using the same input card for my Windows 10 and my Windows 98 machine. And since we are going to be switching between them, I can't just override it like I normally would. And let me check, make sure the music is working. Yep, that's working properly. Now the thing about this game is it has probably the worst controls of like any game I've played, really. Everything is done with the number pad. That's right. The number pad. Okay, this is running really weird and slow. I'm gonna pause the transfer that I had in the background. First boss time! Now I'm running version 1.0, which has some video glitches. This is a completely unpatched original version of this game. Audio glitch. Now, as you probably noticed, the music glitched out a little bit, but that's because I'm actually rendering the music on the same machine that I'm rendering the video on. So, because the video is using up most of the processor power, it's gonna make that music stutter a little bit when it runs low on RAM. Is me being the crazy bastard that I am, I'm rendering the music for this game with a program that's actually bigger than the entire game itself. Oh, it is not happy about it. Oh, shit. I shouldn't have done that. He's going to do his attack. Whatever. I wasn't paying attention. I'll be fine. Oh, maybe not, because I was dumb enough to do it again. Episode 1 of Clint Sucks at Video Games. Oh, I have free limit break at least. That music is glitching out a lot. There we go. Actually, I think it might be a CPU related issue. Alright, let's boogie. It only seems to glitch when the Windows 98 machine is doing something. Yeah, because now that I'm not doing anything, the music actually sounds fine. Remember when I first played this game, it took me a couple hours to realize that she was even there. Hyperdimension Neptunia is basically the same as this game. You just have to pay attention and then you won't suck at it. I am literally doing this, like, the completely wrong way. Also, might I add, this is probably the easiest Final Fantasy of all of them. There we go. Also, I had DLC for Hyperdimension Neptunia that specifically made the game easier and basically let me cheat. It's actually similar DLC for the Steam version of FF7. There you go. Shitty ass cutscene. Yeah, the FMVs for the PC version actually look quite a bit lower quality than the ones for the PS1. Everything else is actually higher quality than the PS1 version. Now, this technically doesn't really do anything, but there's actually a little side quest thing. Not exactly a side quest, but there's a plot point that happens later on in the game, probably another like 10 hours in or something like that. You wind up going on a date with one of, I think, 4 people. And it all deals with, a lot of it is this. There's like a point system on which waifu likes you the most, basically. And what you choose in dialogue increases or decreases that particular point system. Now, this one here will increase the points for waifu A, which is Aerith, which is also the easiest one to get, to be the most likely for you to wind up on a date with when you go to the Gold Saucer. The hardest one to get is Nanaki, or Red 13, who's basically a dog. A male dog. Which is a little bit interesting. The second hardest to get is Barrett, who is also a man. A big black man you can go on a date with. Things get awkward. But, yeah, third hardest is Yuffie. Oh, so I guess that means it's 5. Yeah. Yeah, third hardest is Yuffie. Second easiest is Tifa. It's almost as easy as Aerith. It really just depends on which one you have in your party the most often. Now, Yuffie's a little tricky. Basically, to get Yuffie as a date, I would have to be an absolute dick to the 2 girls by like choosing all of the negative options for them and never having them in my party, and then getting Yuffie as soon as physically possible, because you actually have to go out of your way to get her early enough for this event to actually take place. And then have her in your team constantly, and then level her up a lot. Then maybe you can get her that way. So it's still tricky for that. But sure, why not? There you go. So I basically told her to fuck off. I'm just fighting these guys for more experience. It really doesn't matter, they don't really give you any. I'm not really paying attention. We're still at basically zero viewers. There's one thing you probably won't even notice unless you actually play in the game, but the zoom special effect that it just did there, where it spirals in, that's actually quite a bit different on the PC version than it is on the PlayStation. On the PlayStation, there's a lot more of a kind of like a blur effect, where it all kind of distorts in, which, funnily enough, because it's in how it uses the frame buffer memory on that on the PlayStation's graphics card, graphics chipset, is extremely hard to emulate. Where pretty much, with the exception of 2, none of the PlayStation emulators can get this game to run right with all of the special effects that it uses. Makes it quite frustrating if you're trying to play this game in 4K. Which I will be doing a video on later. Now this one's tricky because it's the pincer attack. Which means people will be getting extra damage. Doesn't really matter. I think it was this one. Whoops. Forgot that was an option. There's a way to turn around. It's a bit of a bug, but I forget how to do that on Windows. And he did. I don't even remember if you get experience for this fight. I don't think you do. Oh, no, you do. Okay. Because it goes to this scene, and then I just jump onto the train. Oh. Another cutscene. Ah, man, look at them Pentium 2 graphics. So choppy. Yeah, another thing about this version of the game that's different from the PlayStation version is everyone has really weird, badly drawn mouths. Not only that, even though the game is rendered at a higher resolution than the PlayStation version, the textures were not changed at all, with the exception of like the mouths. So you get to see all of the ugliness that this game was coded in. Like it's really apparent that this was made to run at half the resolution that it's running now. Ah, Cloud, you insane asshole. Stop trying to be like Zack. We know you're a sweetheart. I like how Wedge got his own, like, side story thing in Star Wars Rebels. That was a neat touch. Yeah, those two characters, Biggs and Wedge. Like, well, there's 3 characters in here. They all die in this game. Spoiler warning. Biggs, Wedge, and Jesse. Biggs and Wedge are actually references to the 2 pilots that were in Star Wars A New Hope. I don't remember if they live in that one. I know at least one of them die. But yeah, Wedge, they added a bunch of stuff to his storyline in the Star Wars cartoon series, Star Wars Rebels. Yeah, as you can see, his face looks awful. So do theirs. Yeah, just people talking about how terrible this city is. Okay, so I don't remember if I talked to her yet. Okay, I do. There's a specific order that you have to do when you're talking to people in order to progress through this. Talking about the city of Midgard and its multiple sectors. There's actually a version of Midgar that I was playing around with once that was made for Minecraft. It was like a Minecraft map that had the entire city of Midgar. I think it was at something like 1/8 scale, but even then it was freaking huge. It was like a 200 meg download, and for a Minecraft map, that's pretty big. Jesse's such a terrible hacker. Okay, yep. Dr. Barrett. Also minor changes to the dialogue. Remember correctly, he uses a lot more slang and swears more in the not in the Japanese version, but in the PlayStation 1 version. No, he does here too. Not swears, but you know what I'm like. Blanked out. Obviously, he's saying it's 'cause that fucking pizza. People here are suffering. Top of dat. They basically changed that to DAT instead of THAT. Or Pentium 2 FMV goodness. There's a number of mods you can get that'll make a lot of this stuff look a little bit better. None of which will run on this old piece of crap computer. But again, if you wanted it to look better and run smoother and have slightly better audio, don't do what I'm doing. Just buy the Steam version. I'm doing this specifically because it's harder. Now, there's actually a neat little thing right here where you could go with them, or you could just go this way. Over here is an area later in the game where you fight some higher-end monsters. Now, the thing is about this area is you're not supposed to fight these guys till you're about like 5 levels higher. Even then, you have 3 people in your party, not 1. That being said, this is still the easiest Final Fantasy. So these people are pretty weak. Well, especially these 3, they're particularly weak. If you have the Steel Command, you can actually get some decent items from them. I do not. Because it's right in the beginning of the game, and I can't even equip materia yet. But still usually enough to you'll level up a little bit. I think I can also go there down here as well. Yeah. On this ladder? Yeah, I can. Leads me nowhere. Because in order to get past this, you have to move that train over there. Oh, limit break. I just want to gain a level, and then I'll continue on with the story here. Shouldn't take too long. My friend David did something where earlier on in the game, right after you get off of the train, right at the beginning, he leveled up to level 99. The thing is, that's before you even choose what your character's name is. It's just old. Wasting my MP doing this, but whatever. I'll get refilled when I sleep. This is the next plot event. Yeah, I'll use the Braver. Actually, one thing that I like more about FF8 is you could choose whether or not you're going to use your limit break. That's when you're basically forced to use it. Unless you want to use magic. There is an enemy skill later on that you can use to like mug or something like that. That'll let you use your normal attack without using your limit break. But again, no materia. I didn't check. Did I level up? No. Close though. Gamma. I don't know, I don't think ult does much against these guys. Oh, I was wrong. There we go, leveled up. So now that I see that there's some slowdown issues here, I'm gonna have to look into what's causing that. This game should run on a Pentium 1. I shouldn't need a faster computer than what I have now. Yeah, you get 10 memory cards, basically. Each one with 16 saves. None of this pay an extra $10 to get another save slot. Ugh. AAA games. That being said, most of the Japanese AAA games seem to be pretty legit right now. I've been avoiding a lot of this microtransaction bullshit. I don't remember this. There's a different script thing. Who the hell? What's a little girl like that? Work as an employee at a frickin' bar. What the hell? Ugh. Forget how old she was. 8 or something like that. Ah. Right. Control scheme changed because this game is terrible that way. Alright, now leave. Barrett shows up. They're bitching about money. Now, normally, we'd talk with Tifa, but we're trying to go the Yuffie route. So, skip that noise. Or Yuffie. Cloud, such a whiny brat. Oh boy. Such an edgelord. Doesn't care about the planet. I know member Greenpeace. You can go F yourself. Okay, that's away. I love, like, how evil they made Tifa appear in the Final Fantasy VII Abridged series. Yep, choosing the dick response. There's actually a graphic glitch with Tifa's skirt. Actually not supposed to be that big, but due to how they coded the graphics engine, it can't actually be any smaller than that. I would have known that had I not have been paying a little too much attention to the modding scene for this game like 10 years ago. I actually wound up replacing the entire rendering engine just to make it so the higher poly characters that they're trying to import will work on it. Then Squaresoft came down with a cease and desist, and a lot of that work had to be scrapped. But that was because they were using game models from other PlayStation games and like Squaresoft games in this one, so there was actually a little bit of copyright infringement going on. I don't know if they ever redid those models yet or not. I know there was a bit of a project that they're trying to do. I wasn't able to find any updates when I last checked. You can still find the ones ripped out of the later games floating around, but those technically aren't legal to use, so there's that. Unless you also own the games it was ripped from. Which I do. I guess I could still use them legally. Dude is broke AF. Man, I get you. Understand. Yeah, 3,000 gil in this game is freaking nothing. I can get that running around in circles for half an hour. sounded weird. I'm gonna have to check what instruments that use. That's the other thing I'm doing this for, is I'm kind of writing my own music program for this game, as well as a bunch of other games. I'm just making sure it sounds right. Ah, I talked to her. Shit. I wasn't supposed to talk to her. I was supposed to talk to Barret. I could flirt with her, get more points, or just say, Barret's not get me up. Oh, this thing. There we go. Skipped the tutorial. And now I can use materia. Getting her to watch the store. Gosh darn. Fiddlesticks. Can't swear right now. I hear my mom walking around. Oh, can't talk to her. I don't remember what was the best thing to use here. Let's not use anything right now. This is something they actually have in a number of Final Fantasies. This is the, basically like a tutorial area. I forget the name of it. They're showing me the controls. And we know about the little finger thing. This would be the select button on the PlayStation version. This lets me save. Final Fantasy VII actually had kind of a weird save slot. Like, it's a freaking magnet? What the heck even is that thing? Oh, right. Get this thing. Only so many of them. I don't remember if there's any other items here. This one actually has a bit of an interesting twist. Due to Cloud's military background, he's the one actually giving the tips to the people in the beginner's hall, where normally in the Final Fantasy games it's the other way around. There's also another one of these in the City of Junion later on. That's about it. God, that save point sound effect is annoying. Yeah, that's enough of that. think I actually need to just sleep here. Oh well, I wasted 10 gil. Okay, so if it wasn't there... Oh, I know what they were talking about. They were talking about the other shop. Whatever, I got that old material. There we go. Maybe not. I don't think I have a restore materia yet. I do. I haven't equipped it. Fire. Good for now. Yeah, it's not really worth your time wasting your money at this store. I don't know why I'm saving here, it's just to have it. Save whenever possible. My video editing program has taught me that. The thing crashes so goddamn often. It's at 53%. 1 hour, 27 minutes remaining. Of course, it's time remaining, and percentage is nothing but a lie. But what isn't nowadays? Why he thinks you're hoodlums. Freaking. I never really liked Barret. Skip this? Nope. Seizure warning time. You'll notice that some people are a little badly lacking of clothing. The reason why is Legend Jesse, Biggs and Jesse, disguise themselves as Shinra soldiers. Cloud has eyeshadow on right now. Great disguises, guys. Or they die. Yeah, let's go the opposite way. You also wound up in the same sewers, not sewers, train track. Later on in the game, you don't really get anything from it. But it's not that bad of a place to level up for a little bit. This'll take a while. Could be this one. Oh, alright. There it is. These guys are good experience. Again, you don't really have to worry, because, like I said earlier, easiest Final Fantasy ever. Well, the English version of Final Fantasy III is also pretty freaking easy. Nah. I'm gonna stay. And these guys will just keep coming, doesn't matter how many times you fight them. Trust me, I've tried. Oh, also, I've beat this game from beginning to end 11 times. Although, I haven't really played it even to this depth in probably 11 years. 10 years. I don't know. It's been a while. I don't remember everything quite as well as I normally would. I'm just gonna do maybe 1 or 2 more of these. Maybe I should do it till I gain another level. Probably a good idea. Good idea to take out the people in the back first with magic, because you do less damage to them with standard attacks when they're in the back. But magic isn't affected by range. It's a common stat for pretty much all of Final Fantasies. I didn't check. That alarm sound is kind of annoying. Barret's getting a little low on health. Apparently, according to a couple of articles where they interviewed the people that made the original Final Fantasy game, the basic, like, strategy system that this game was based off of is actually football, like American football. The idea being that each team has its defenders and attackers, and each player will have its own set of endurance, and that you will eventually progress towards each other, and that winning or losing for a team is a gradual thing with a certain set of strategy. Each player covers the other. Which does make sense for the typical sort of RPG style. Yeah, it doesn't look like anyone's gained any levels, so we'll have 1 or 2 more fights left. But yeah, it's definitely not something I expected, but when you think about it, it actually kind of makes sense. I've played these games long enough, I can probably talk random nonsense about them pretty much the entire time. But I'm limiting myself that because I talked about it as much as I could. One, I'd probably screw up more in the game, and 2, I wouldn't really have anything to say later on. Now let's run. Let's do a check. Yeah, good enough. About leveled. I don't remember if I can run this way. Yep. The runaway button. This one? Good. Casting slow on us. Here I was using the opposite strategy of you attack the person that's closest to you if you're using a standard attack. The basic strategy behind this is to take down as many combatants as possible in as short a time as possible. Because the lower their numbers, the lower the overall amount of damage they can deal, like per turn. Running like a constipated wiener dog. I'm gonna let them do what they want. Bolt on the farthest one. I should probably equip Tifa with fire. I'll do that after this fight. Also should have upgraded their armor and weapons, but fuck it. It doesn't make a difference. Just wasting Gil. Not at this point. Later on it makes a difference. Oh, he's at MP. I think I had a couple ethers. Probably want to save some for the boss normally, but I think we'll be fine. Anyone drop ethers? Let's heal up Barret. The general purpose by this is this restores HP by 100 points. Good strategy for potions is if they have less than 100 points of damage, don't use the potion, you're basically wasting it at that point. Also don't use it if there's a place where you can rest nearby, because those are significantly cheaper than potions. Although the base potion like that, pretty much everything drops. Not exactly a rare item. Oh, right. Whipping Materia. Materia is actually a fairly complex system, especially as you get higher off in the levels. Now, right now, this actually would have been a good reason to upgrade the materia, the weapons, so you can put more materia. Right now, she's limited to just one. But one thing you can do is you can combine these later on with a linked materia slot with other effects. Here's the all materia, which is actually pretty useful to have at this point in the game, which lets you select more than one target, either cure all or fire all. Now, what's that feel? Okay. He has a linked one. Since I'm using lightning for pretty much everything, let's change that to lightning all. And give him ice. There we go. Now everyone has magic. Another thing to take into account is right there where it says equip effect. Materia will affect the stats of the person that is equipped on. What's most common is for it to slightly decrease your strength, slightly decrease your HP for every piece of materia you have equipped. Not all materia does this, though. As you can see, his MP went up and his HP went down. Yeah. There we go, materia tutorial. Lots of different types of materia. Summon materia that affects your stats, materia that you can use to steal the skills from enemies, and just lots of other stuff. It's gonna attack. Hate this one. Cloud is actually the strongest attacker, so I'll best use him for attack. Magic does more on these people anyways. Well, at this point in the game, Cloud's better at everything. There we go. Fire's not going to work on the water people very well. Lightning, however, will. And everybody did. Oh, they're still alive. Not for long. That's why I wanted the Almateria on Cloud. I don't remember if there's anything over here. I don't think so. No special stuff here anyways. Actually, there's... Most of what you fight here is robots. Yeah, go up here. I shouldn't have talked to her. This goes back the other way. Oops. That perspective gets you sometimes. I'm pushing forward. That really doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it is over here. Thought so. So there's no item over here. Now pushing forward makes sense. Speaking of perspective, kind of reminds me of Resident Evil. Hand controls, giant pain in the butt. Now what does that have to do with Final Fantasy? Actually, Resident Evil 3, the engine that Capcom wrote for that, was used for Final Fantasy VIII. Of course, I only used that for part of the engine. The majority of it was Squaresoft's own code. Like anything involving battles. I mostly just used it for the walking around bits. get Mr. Magic in on this. Saving. Alright. Boss battle's coming up. It's a really annoying part. You have to press the button in time. The video's at 63% done rendering. Now you have to slide down this tube. Oh, you can hear the vocal effect. There's not very much in this song. I just put a lot of work into that vocal effect on here. So let's go here. Pretty much the same as the other reactor. This time they're using a different method for the detonator. There isn't a time limit. Yeah, there's the voices. Alright, let's heal up a bit. As you notice, I've received a few more. And I need an ether. Yeah, I think I do. By 100. No, we should be fine. I'll use that in battle if I need it. Ether's actually pretty hard to come across. I mean, you can buy them for cheap enough. But you usually don't get them as drops.